Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Let's get into it. We've got Macro Monday, another installment. This time we're going with some ALDI beers. So this beer, Rivet, it's been in the ALDI stores now for quite a while. I'm pretty sure it was there when I was like even in my 20s, perhaps maybe even teen years. But I remember seeing it there when I was really young and having a few and thinking it was pretty average at the time. But I have noticed going in there recently that there's a few other variants. So the Rivet it's just known as a full flavored lager and it's 4.6%. And then you've got a mid-strength version called Rivet Gold. And I think that was 3.5. Yep, 3.5. It's very hard to read. And then we've got the draft version. Rivet Draught. I think there's also a blonde version, so like a low fat one or whatever. I have seen it there. I went to see if they had any more left, but they were gone. Yeah, the draft one is 4%. So I thought I'll do a little side by side. I'm obviously not expecting much, but we'll give them a go and see how they are. I think as far as like beers go in Australia, because it's very hard to find cheap beer in Australia. Like it's just not a thing. But I think this is probably the lowest sort of stuff you're going to get. Yeah, just your real budget stuff at Aldi. Because yeah, even like supermarkets don't really have any really cheap beer. Cheapest beer they have is like your macros, which is still $60 or so a case. So yeah, this is sort of the option that the poor man might take. But yeah, I might start off with the OG, even though it's the highest ABV. Normally I'd have that last, but I thought I'll go the OG and then see where they've gone from there. And I've got my little pub handle glass. And cheers to the chat. We've got Thomas giving me shit because I'm late. Yep. Good to see you, bro. Got Dan, Adam, Susie. Cool. Yeah, I should have mine by. They got sent out tonight, so I probably won't get it till Wednesday. I could possibly get it tomorrow, but I reckon it'll be the next day to be safe. Let's get on with it. So yeah, as I said, not expecting much. They're just going to be very basic lager beers, brewed in Vietnam, actually. So yeah, wonder what the water quality's like. And yeah, it's Monday night here. I'm on morning shift. So yeah, sometimes I'll have a beer sort of straight after work, or I'll hold off and have one sort of after dinner. But I can't normally stay up late because I have to get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Cheers, Kim. Is Cooper's like readily available in New Zealand? Also, while I'm at it, do you guys get like Aussie macros in New Zealand? Like, do you guys get Carlton Draft and VB and Forex? We do get some of yours here, but it's just not very regular. Everyone saying hello to each other. Okay, so this is the OG, the blue one. And apologies for my shit lighting tonight. So yeah, it's very clean and clear. Carbonation, I'd probably say like medium. It's got a bit going on. Probably a 1 to 2 finger head. Yeah, it's like a medium straw color. Just looks like most sort of cheap macro beers. Let's go a whiff. I don't think it's probably going to have any smell at all. Well, you do get a touch of citrus. It's got like a slight lemon bite to it. But yeah, it's like sort of biscuity and like cereal grain. Maybe it's going to have a little touch of bitterness on it. It'd be interesting to know what hops they use. Hello, dog. Yeah, not much else though. Maybe a little peppery note, but it'd be very, very basic ingredients. So cheers. First beer for the day. Cheers, Craig. Good to see you, brother. Yes, that's what I've always said. Fucking oath. That's why I like it, because it's got a bit of soul to it. It's like not watered down and shitty like most macro lagers are. It's actually got a bit of bite to it. Unlike this beer. Oh. It's very average, but I've certainly had worse. I mean, on a warm day, if you're like, yeah, I don't know, poolside, beach, barbecue, whatever, like you'd smash a heap of these, but they're just got no sort of substance to them. All like, yeah, like you just get like a grainy touch with like a dash of lemon. Probably more sweet than dry. I'd say mild bitterness. But yeah, if that's sort of the OG and the higher ABV one, it's like, what's the mid strength going to taste like? Yeah, yep. Yeah, you really need the bloody East Kent and the Fuggles and Bramling Cross and all those types. Haha, suck shit. Now, when you were messaging, I was still in the shower. I had stir fry for dinner. And then, yeah, the dogs sort of held me up a bit, just fucking around in the backyard, way down the back. And then, yeah, I got in the shower and I was like listening to tunes in the shower. And instead of having like a quick 10-minute shower, I was in there for about 20. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm running late for my live. Yeah, they've actually got pretty decent craft beer there now. And welcome in, Steve. Cool. I think tonight I'm going to have, yeah, I think I was just going to go basic, just like satay chicken and rice. I'm going to buy a heap of steaks again at some stage. I just want to get them for sort of a reasonable price. Last time I bought a heap, I got them for a little cheaper than normal. There was a week before I went to Sydney. I had steak every day of the week. and I didn't get sick of it. I was just like, I just want to spoil myself and have steak and veggies every night. But yeah, welcome everyone in. No one's probably drinking apart from me. Maybe one or two Aussies there. Got my Pink Floyd shirt on. I've been listening to Sleep Token. I just can't get enough of them. They're fucking unreal. Those of you out there, if you're musical at all and you'd like a heap of different genres and a fucking breathtaking voice, you have to probably like a little bit of metal, though. That's the thing, because it can get pretty heavy at times. Yeah, check out Sleep Token if you haven't already. They're fucking amazing. So yeah, I just thought I'll have like half a glass of each to start off with. So, should I go the draft version or the mid strength next? I might go the mid strength just because I know it's going to be like even more lackluster. We've got it's pretty much a 4-day work week this week. We've got this stupid as seminar thing on Friday, and it's like when all the high brass of the company are all skiting about themselves and how well they're doing and all that shit. And it's like none of us want to go to it. And the good thing about it is it only goes for like half, like as in we're normally at work for. Well, lately I've normally been at work for fucking 10 to 12 hours, but this seminar thing only goes for 4 hours, and once it's done, we get to just go home and still get paid a full day. There's people talking about walking out halfway and like wearing headphones during it. Like there's just no interest at all because we've already had to do 2 of them. This is now the 3rd one. They crap on about the company like we're climbing Mount Everest and we're at different stages of Everest. It's like, turn it up. Shush. Shush. Day drinking. Oh, you're on your day off, are you? Angus. Bloody hell. Storm Brew. Oh, okay. Yep. So I have seen 2 other beers there called Storm. One's Storm Super Dry and the other one's Storm Draft or Premium Lager or some shit. So yeah, it's the same company. Cool. Because yeah, I was actually going to wait till I had all of those and just do a big collective, but maybe I'll do those Storm ones separately. Always providing the knowledge, Mr. Mersey Beers. Cheers, Simo. Good to see you, brother. Long time no talk. Only sent you a message not long ago. Yeah, the only thing good about it is we get we get a free hoodie, but the hoodie will have the fucking work shit all over it, so won't want to wear it. And then we get like a free feed. I think it's pretty good, like pretty good lunch. Oh, cool. That'll be awesome, dude. The band's going global. Have you done international gigs before? It's pretty cool. Cheers, Lee. 2 weeks off from work. Yep. Simone sounds exotic. Yeah. Oh, fucking oath. They're so unique. I just can't get enough of them lately. Like, I've been going back and listening to like their old shit, and then I'll go to their new stuff, and then I just keep sort of swapping. And like, yeah, I sort of like all the different elements. Like, even when they break out into like this sort of slightly hip hop sort of thing, I'm like, I fucking dig it. Like, it's unreal. But yeah, obviously, I love when it's like his voice and the piano, and then all of a sudden you get this breakdown, and it's like real heavy, like distorted guitars and screaming, and it's just so good. Because me and Simo and Josh were talking about him like a while back, saying how we didn't really understand why there was so much hype around him and all this shit. I hadn't really heard of much of him, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna dive in and give him a listen." And yeah, that's sort of, apart from Parkway Drive and a few other bands, it's sort of all I've been listening to the last few weeks. And yeah, just it's amazing. Like, a couple of weeks of listening to him, and now I'm like a huge fan. I want to see him live. Yeah, cool. Thomas's voice is going global. He's going to have a Danish girlfriend very shortly. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Normally, the songs like that are the ones that least appeal to me. I always like the ones when they're real long and they have heaps of change ups. Like Take Me Back to Eden, that's awesome. And that first song off the new album's really good. Anyway, let's get on to the, what was it? The gold, the mid strength. Good old Rivet, brewed in Vietnam. Good old ALDI. So yeah, pretty much looks the same as the last. I would say slightly lighter in colour. Maybe carbonation a little bit less. It's got like a bit less of a head on it, but in saying that, I've been talking shit and didn't really start drinking it straight away. Yeah, let's go with. Pretty much the same smell, except you can tell the malt's milder. It's just like a little more subtle. Still get that same sort of lemon hop note. Yeah, I feel like it's going to taste the same, but just lighter on the malt. Probably not as sweet. Cheers. it's like it's like diet lemon cordial. So yeah, it's very watery, and yeah, you can taste the lemon, but it's very faint. So it's like it's like going to like a, I don't know, in an auntie's house as kids, and she makes up cordial for you, and she makes it real weak, and it's like the diet version. You're like, oh, this is shit. Oh, well, you might be able to just rock a caravan or something. Yeah. Yeah, we seem to get those like ones, the German sort of ones. They're like makeshift German. You get the proper stuff every now and then, but then you get the sort of like the copy ones. But yeah, not of Australian stuff. We've actually started to get like Coopers and like Carlton Dry and stuff in our Aldi stores. It's sort of weird. You'll get them in different size packs though. Like, so you'll go to the supermarkets and Dan Murphy's superstores and those sort of places, and they'll have the normal size cases, like your 24 packs or your 30 packs, and then like your 6 packs. And then, yeah, if you go to Aldi, they'll have like some of the macro beers there, but they'll be in like a 10 pack or like a 12 pack. It's sort of like just weird sizes. Yep. Rheinbacher, Steinhauser. They're good names. Craig's got Simone over. They're gonna do a little Netflix and chill. I don't even know where the fuck I got this from. It looks like one that would have been acquired illegally, but I'm not sure. It's got a huge crack in it. Look at that. Woo. But it's still holding very well. It's like one of those sort of internal cracks that, yeah, it'll one day it'll just give out, but you can't feel it on the outside. Yeah, yeah. Like I wouldn't encourage it, but I feel like I could probably drink about 10 of these and drive. Yeah, one thing you'll find in our Aldis is Brewdog. It's probably the main place in Australia now to get Brewdog beers. They had the ALDI IPA in there today when I went in. They had, I think it's called Brewdog Draught. I think it's an Aussie brewed one. And they had a red ale that's Aussie brewed. And someone on here told me recently that the red ale's actually pretty good. I was going to get it, but yeah. I walk past Aldi every night when I come home from work. So it's one of those things. Every now and then I'll just call in there and see what alcohol they got. Yep. Yeah. See, most of our Brewdog stuff's brewed in Brisbane. We get the occasional UK brewed stuff, but normally it's limiteds and shit. They have a ginger beer. It's called the Brown Snake or something like that because the river in Brisbane's known as the Brown Snake. Yeah, boy. Cheers, Juzzy. You got a slight celebrity on your channel there last video, I see. He was enemy number one there for a while with the Victorian police. That was a good video, dude. Shooting, bro. Yeah, well, that's what this is. Like, this is pretty much the ALDI home brand in Australia. Vietnamese. Rivet. Rivet or Storm. But as Adam said earlier in a comment, it's the same brewery. Apparently, it's called Storm Brewing in Vietnam. So, yeah, I'll have to do the couple of Storm beers in the shop. Yes. He's a good call. Yeah. I'll never forget that incident during COVID where yeah, they got attacked by the cops. It was just like that is fucking savage. I just thought the cops went way too far on that one. That's when, yeah, like there was a lot of hatred for the police in Victoria. Because, yeah, we had the harshest lockdown laws in the fucking world and they were carrying on like that. Yeah, I actually rate that guy. Even though he's got a bad name for himself, I like how he goes about it, how he's standing up for his freedoms and stuff. Good on him. If you see me sort of looking like up and down, I've got the cans sitting sort of in front of the laptop and it's like blocking some of the text. My coffee table is full. I've got nowhere else to put them. Yeah, I knew he won it, but it took ages fighting for it. He would have got a fucking massive payout, I reckon. But I'd hate to know how much he had to spend on lawyers fighting against the fucking Victoria police. Yeah, I remember how it was fucking savage. Like, he pretty much got his head like smashed in. I just remember blood just pissing out his face. Anyway, probably shouldn't talk about it. Someone will get me. Next up, the draft. Such an Aussie term for a beer. Yeah, we're getting on the draft. I think it generally refers to a beer that's got bitterness. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything worse having to fight against the state legally. I reckon you'd get heaps of threats behind the scenes and people trying to shut you up. Nah, I've had these. It is cheap night, but yeah, I've had these sitting in the fridge for ages, and I wanted to just do a side by side with them, and I've been waiting on trying to get another one, and it just keeps disappearing. So it's Monday, and every now and then I used to do Macro Monday, so that means like your cheaper macro beers, ones that are available in supermarkets and stuff. So yeah, I thought it's a good night for it. My supplies in the fridge are getting a little lower, so yeah. So this is the draft, ladies and gents. And yeah, this was sort of in between as far as percentage. This was 4%. So yeah, it was four. What was it? 4.6, 4, and 3.5. So yeah, this one's got more of a head on it for sure. About a three finger. I think the colour on this one's probably more similar to the mid-strength, a little lighter. But yeah, clear as day, like you can see straight through it. Yeah, carbonation's probably a little lighter than the OG. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good, this one. It looks the best out of the three. Keep saying hello to each other. Let's have a whiff. What's the bet? It smells like biscuit, grain, and lemon. Hmm. It does, but it has another little element to it. It's probably more grainy than the other two, less biscuity, but it has like a floral touch to it. So it could possibly have a different hop in it. You're still getting that lemon, like the lemon zest, but it's probably not as profound. You just get this slightly sort of floral, like perfumey sort of note. Cheers, Joshy. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, the old ALDI beers, mate. You've probably had a few of these. How's your studying going? You just doing a couple of shifts a week? It's like out of the three, this one probably smells the best. It's amazing what a little green plant can do. No, I've over the sort of last couple of months, there were times where I'd just get like a couple of cheap beers just to smash, like 6 packs or whatever, and I kept one of each just so I could review them like all together. And it's Macro Monday, so good night to review the three of them. I'm still considering maybe doing a craft beer afterwards. We'll see how we go. No, no, they're too good at quality for that. Cool. Yep. Yeah, Melbourne bit is good, dude. It's heaps like VB. Melbourne and VB, I think, are very similar. I just get VB sort of slightly more earthy and bitter, and Melbourne's probably slightly sweeter malt. But yeah, it's funny now. Like Melbourne bitter back in the day was just like poor man's piss sort of thing. Everyone drank it, and now it's like all the trendies, like all the hipsters are drinking it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Cheers. And feel free to give us the old thumbs up if you haven't already. This one's drier and less sweet. So I would sort of say that the OG's the pick of the bunch. The gold is like the little brother of the OG. And then this one's sort of slightly different. This one's definitely drier. It's not as sweet with the malt. And yeah, it's just got a slightly different sort of hop character to it. But it's funny, like you just say you went to a barbecue and you just grabbed any of these three and you're drinking it all night sort of thing, and then the next week you had a barbecue and you got another one, you'd probably just think it's like the same beer. But when you drink them side by side, you just notice those subtle differences, which is pretty cool. You've turned into a beer snob, Juzzy. We need a sesh, dude. I'm considering coming down to Melbourne again in maybe the next few weekends. Cheers, Luke. Welcome in, Mr. Northern Boy. Cheers, buddy. Local tap house. That's a good venue. I haven't been there for a long time. That was actually one of the original craft beer venues in Melbourne. The people that owned it are absolutely fucking minted now because they started their own brewery and then that grew into three different breweries. And then all of a sudden they've got a brewery in the terminal at the airport. So you can imagine how much cash they've got. It's the only airport in the actual terminal, like the only bar in the actual terminal area. So it's pretty handy if you're flying out. You can sit there right until your plane leaves and get smashed. Cheers, Disco. Oh, well, there was a beer that made us think of you the other day, Disco. Miscellaneous brew reviews over in Florida. He had a beer. It's sort of a dedication to me and you. It was called Dingo Disco. He did an order through Tabor where he got a heap of random beers sent to him, and yeah, I think that was one of the first ones he reviewed. Well, that's a fucking awesome name. Yeah, it's very easy to drink this. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could have so many of them and wouldn't really feel a buzz. I just feel like you'd get like, I don't know, real bloated, like stomach cramp. I've tried there's a stout, isn't there? I don't think I've had that one you're talking about, but do they have a stout? Because I reckon I've had the stout. I reckon it's like yellow and black label or something. But I have heard that one you're talking about. Everyone saying hello. Got a lot of the UK beer community in tonight. I gave him enough last week. I did so much fucking overtime. Here you go, tax man. Have $1,000. Bye bye. Cheers, Luke. We will see you again. Good to see you back in the scene, brother. You've been out of it for too long. Cheers, Juz. You know it. Yeah, I was watching your video, Juz, at like 3:30 a.m. walking to work. It was like pitch black, it was cold, it was wet. The good thing about it is like at times there was like music playing and stuff, so yeah, what's tax? We certainly know what tax is in Australia. Fucking dogs. Pauline Hanson's currently fighting for that tax that's fucking over all the farmers, so hopefully they get somewhere with that. I feel so sorry for the farmers. They fucking bust their ass. They just get screwed over hard. The main people that screw them is the fucking supermarkets. Supermarkets are making so much fucking profits, especially since COVID, and now they're price gouging. And then the poor old farmers get fucked over even more. Yeah, there's a lot of hate for her, but at least she fucking fights for the people. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for chiming in, mate. Sort of the same with me on your stream, mate. I just did the quick chime in while I was at work. Currently 9:18 p.m. Monday night. So yeah, I put in an order for some more beers through Carlin Cellars. I'm gonna get a couple of one drops. So yeah, a couple of fruit sours, a big impy stout, and a red rye IPA. So they'll be pretty good. And then I've got 3 latest Banks beers. One's the Cake Eater, which is one of the sort of premium Aussie craft beers series. Then there's one called Gold Jacket, dedicated to Happy Gilmore too. And then they've got a pale ale, which is sort of a take on Sierra Nevada and Oscar Blues. And then what else have I got? A Samoa Stout, a brown ale, like an English dark ale. Yeah, I got a bit of a mix. Yep. Yeah. We were talking about at work today. Remember during the pandemic when everyone was struggling and the politicians gave themselves a huge pay rise? And then about a year later, they gave themselves another pay rise? Fucking cunts. Yeah. Do you mean is that as in the beers I'm ordering? Yeah. Yeah, it's like get yourself a slab of Coke on sale for $20, and then it's like regular price $35 or something. It's like, who the fuck's paying $35 for a slab of Coke? That is fucking ridiculous. I remember with the Easter eggs, it was really bad. Mm. What are you talking about with emails and spam? I am lost. Anyway, back to the beer. So one beer I do have in the fridge that I want to review soon, and it could possibly be tonight. Probably not though, because it's pretty big. It is I think it's also a Samoa based stout, and it's actually got smoked malt. So I think it's like, yeah, like chocolate, coffee, caramel, like peated malt. So you get the smokiness, and then it's got like vanilla, marshmallow. Um, yeah, it's probably got like chocolate added, like cocoa nibs or something. It's meant to be really good. Boat rocker. Oh, okay. Yeah. Tonight. Yeah. Okay. Back to the OG, I guess. But yeah, just on first sips, as I said, I think the OG is the best of the three. It's just got, yeah, it's got more of a malty character. It's like sort of got more sweetness, a little bit of sort of hop bitterness, like lemon, slight sort of peppery note. And yeah, I felt like it was probably as much biscuity as it was grainy. And then that was sort of like the little brother of that one. Very, very sort of subtle, like, yeah, it come across fairly watery, but it had all the same sort of notes and character. And then yeah, this one's a little bit different. It's like drier than the other two, and yeah, it had sort of not as much of that lemon zest, but it had like a floral touch to it. So yeah, now I'll just finish them off. But yeah, if I was to score them, they'd only be like bloody 3 out of 5 or something like that. The mid strength would probably be even lower. I don't like to be too cruel, but yeah, they're brewed in Vietnam. They are what they are. They're that price for a reason. So if you're sort of a bit skint and you want a beer, but yeah, you just don't have the money, it's like, fuck it, just get stuff like this. But yeah, if you're gonna do it, I'd go for the normal version, just because yeah, it's got a bit more oomph to it. You thought I sculled the first can? No, just pouring them into here. Yeah. Yeah, dude, but just not as distribution's just not as big as other beers. So they still brew. It's still like a macro beer, and it's brewed by a large conglomerate brewery, but the amount of Melbourne bitter that's produced compared to like VB and Carlton Draught, and that's a lot lower. You don't see as much of it. Yeah. Back to the OG. Cheers. That's the thing. Like it's basic and it's what I expected, but it's drinkable. Like there's no like offensive flavors or anything like that. Like you just don't get much character. It's just very subtle. There's definitely beers out there. It's like when you have them, it's like, ugh, like it's hard to drink. Cheers, Thomas. We'll share a beer at some stage, brother. And yeah, if I don't see you before your gig, good luck. You'll have to show us some footage if you get any. Plenty of good people tonight. It's good. I think I feel like the community's rock solid at the moment. It's good when you sort of get that. Even like you go live at different times, but you sort of get that like good core group that are always there. Um, Funnily enough, probably like some of the macro beers from like Southeast Asia. Like I've had some beers from like Laos and Cambodia and Indonesia and that. And yeah, they're pretty average. I remember when I had Carling, I thought that was pretty shit. Um, I've certainly had some like real shit, like micro craft breweries and home brews and stuff. But yeah, there's not really like any that stand out in particular. Have you got like any that you can sort of think of that you're just like, that's fucking terrible? Yeah, for sure, Joshy. Always welcome in, bro. And yeah, as I said, with your bloody studies, dude, just from my experience when I was younger, you just need to if you're gonna work and study, just try and work like a few shifts a week. Don't try and overdo it. Because that's what fucked me over big time. I was trying to study and work full time. And yeah, I got too carried away with work and then my study started falling behind. Because at the time it's like making more money, like making money is more important, but then like yeah, in the long run, obviously studying's more important. So plus you yeah, I was partying as well, so that didn't help. Double aftermath. Oh, cool. Yeah. I can't remember. I think it's an IPA, isn't it? Yeah, no worries, dude. Say good day to him for me. I might be there later on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty average. Yeah. There's always the option too, is you can like study part time. See, the hardest thing for me is when I finished school, I still had no fucking idea what I wanted to do. And like even like yeah, like in my 20s, I still had no idea. I still don't even know now what I want to do. The way Australia is going, I feel like I want to move to another country because I just hate the way our country's going. And like you say, yeah, I honestly have no idea where I could be in like 5 years' time. But yeah, like obviously looking back now, I wish I hadn't have gone to uni. There was so much pressure with people at our age to either go to, as a guy, to either go to uni or do a trade. And back then I just wasn't really interested in doing a trade, but like now I would have loved to have done that. Like uni, yeah, it's just like it was almost like they were just pushing uni because yeah, obviously the government makes money the more students they have, and yeah, just so many people just pulled out. Like it was just biggest waste of time. Luckily, my course was like TAFE and uni, so it was like a marketing management like bachelor, but also like tourism was involved. So I finished all the tourism stuff, all the work experience, all the hands-on stuff, but yeah, just never finished my actual bachelor degree. I could have always went back and finished it, but yeah, I was always like desperate for cash and work. Double IPA, yeah, yeah. Kingfisher's pretty average, but in saying that, I haven't had it for a while. Whenever I have it, it's with like a real awesome Indian curry. So you're probably like, oh yeah, this beer's good because it's like just washing down the spice. Yeah. So that's the thing. I've always been a hard worker, so it can be very irritating when you're busting your fucking ass for a company and then you're not really getting respected. So like it'd be awesome if I like yeah, had my own sort of company. But yeah, I just have no idea what I'd want to do. I always wanted to work, like since I've been into beer, I've always wanted to work in the beer industry, but then the pandemic scared me because everyone in that industry pretty much lost their jobs, and I'm worried it's going to happen again. Yeah. And the good thing too is if you do teaching at uni, there's other paths you can take if it doesn't work out for you. You could also with teaching it sort of branches into like arts or management or like there's a few subjects you do that are the same in other courses. I've actually I've had a few mates that have started off doing like nursing and then they've gone into teaching and vice versa. Yeah, so it's pretty cool how yeah, like if you start something and it's not quite for you, you can sort of just adjust it slightly. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, keep like it's always important to be part of like a sports club or whatever. Like keep doing what you're doing with your is it your footy team? It's always helpful to have heaps of people around you with like sports clubs and that sort of stuff. Even like Juzzy with his like church, and it's just good to have that sort of hobby on the side. And then you've got like people around you, and like a good thing too, if you're part of like a sporting club, is there's always like someone that's got a business and like looking for workers and shit like that. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Because this glass is so small, I feel like I've filled it up like 3 times with the same beer. So it feels like I'm having about 10 beers. What's youth mode? Oh, as in like if you wanted to move, yeah. Yeah. I that's what sucks about that shit. It's like if you want to move countries and that, it's like you sort of have to do it in your 30s. Yeah, I don't sort of know enough about that shit. Yeah, that's the thing though. I reckon all my grandparents were born in Australia. I reckon it's the great grandparents that are UK or Ireland. Yeah. Yeah, cool. There's always like people in sporting clubs and that's good to have as contact. Yeah, Paul. Just the basic ALDI. It's like a Vietnamese brewed. I think the brewery's called Storm Brewing, and this is their Rivet series. I just wanted to test them out side by side. They're all pretty basic, but yeah, no offensive flavors or anything. Just watered down, little lemon zest, little peppery note, like biscuity, grainy. The OG one's the best. Just I think mainly comes down to higher ABV, bigger malt, a bit more sweetness. But yeah, nothing special, but still drinkable. They've been sitting in the fridge for quite a while. I was like, I want to just do them side by side. And as I said, it's funny because like if you just drank them separately, you just think it's the same beer. But drinking them side by side, you just sort of pick up those subtle differences. God. Yeah, nah. Well, with mine, it's the next generation because my dad's. Well, that's the thing. My dad's mum, we're not sure of. We still think she could possibly have Aboriginal ancestry because she died when my dad was really young. And yeah, she was really, really dark. But yeah, so we're not sure with her. But like dad's dad, he's English ancestry, but I think it was his dad or mum that was born there. And then mum's side's Irish, but yeah, both mum's parents were born in Australia. Um, I think mum's mum, like I think her parents were both born in Ireland. Yeah, so it's more the generation before. Basic bitch beer. Good old Vietnam. Cheers. It's actually a place I want to go to. Just get on a motorbike and fucking go. Go to that big roundabout in Ho Chi Minh or wherever it is and just fucking do doughies all day. Round and round we go. Go and have a bang me for fucking. Probably get them for about 20 cents Australian. And here they're about fucking $10 now. That stout does sound good though. The old boat rocker. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Woo! See if I can find it. I think it's got monstrous in the name. Monstrosity? That could be it. Oh, it's possibly barrel aged. Hello. I don't think I'll be having that tonight. Ugh. Ah. How long we been going for an hour? It's not too bad. 3 beer review. A lot of chit chat. Can't wait to get up at 3:45 a.m. It's going to be riveting. 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 Oh, it's too cold to have no jumper on. What am I thinking? Currently, 5 degrees Celsius. Yeah. Cheers, Josh. We will see you again, brother. Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't actually talk about it on here, dude, but I'll discuss it with you at some stage. I have to like link up on like Facebook or something. I just try to keep work separate from social media because you get trolls, you get fuckwits. I'm happy to talk about it with people. Yeah, like just not as long as like yeah, if like I'm off air or people message me or stuff like that. But yeah, just not like while I'm doing streams. I think it's something that a lot of people need to do. Yeah, the old gold version's just watery as fuck. So yeah, if I was scoring them, I'd probably. I feel like I'd probably nearly like if you could give them like 0.10 and 0.20 and that, just to make it a bit easier to separate them. I'd probably have the Rivet at like 3.10 or 3.1, should I say? Then I'd have the Draught at 3, and then the gold at like 2.8 or something like that. So yeah, it's pretty much the funny thing is You know when you get ribbons at school for like, yeah, first, second, and third? Well, you look at the colours and it's in the order of like the colours on the ribbons. The first place is always blue, second's always red, and then third's normally like a bronze or a green. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'll talk about work, but like I won't like mention names or places or like I'll just sort of talk about situations or whatever. It's just for your own sort of like, I don't know, keeping things a little private and like security in that as well. Or in case you had any problems on YouTube, you had someone that was, I don't know, causing you trouble and then they knew where you worked. Like it's, yeah, something could go pear shaped and then they could end up like getting hold of your workplace and you could end up like you wouldn't want to lose your job over something like that. It'd be shit. It can be. It's the same too with like addresses and all that sort of stuff. Not often I'll go into detail about where exactly I live. You just sort of give a sort of rough indication, and that's all people sort of need to know. Yeah. Yeah, because I remember you were asking me heaps of questions in the early days too, dude, about work and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I sort of felt bad because I couldn't sort of tell you, but yeah, obviously, if we were talking in person, I'd have no drama at all. It's the same with like family shit, and although I've sort of elaborated on family stuff a bit in some streams, but sometimes you just need to let shit out. Yes. What time have we got? Yeah, probably gonna have to wrap it up soon. So yeah, if peeps haven't hit the old thumbs up yet, feel free to do so. Gonna try and have hopefully 600 subscribers soon. Certainly not struggling with the watch hours. I feel like the channel's sort of, yeah, it's growing well, like organically, and yeah, that's what I sort of wanted. It's like just plodding along nicely. It's just a small beer channel. It's never going to have big numbers, but yeah, it's just good to have a good solid community of good people. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of people that do it. There's some people that share way too much information online. But yeah, there's particular people like you, Steve. Like, obviously, you're only still fairly new here, but because you've been around a fair bit, and it's like, yeah, feel like someone that you'd probably get on well with, and you just sort of start to develop that sort of like friendship with people, just even though you don't sort of know them, just through being in the chat. It was cool when me and Juzzy met. Everyone that's watched those videos reckons that they're like, oh, he's got on so well considering it was the first time he's met each other. Yeah. You see, ideally with the channel, the main thing for me was just to meet more beer people globally, sort of thing. I was already part of like the whole beer tube anyway for like quite a while, so that's probably helped with like the initial sort of growth. But yeah, it's cool now because I'm starting to get like Aussie and New Zealand people in, so that's what I wanted. But yeah, another thing that I always thought would be cool would be, yeah, if breweries like started seeing your stuff and like sent you beers and stuff. And I've had a little bit of that so far, but yeah, obviously still small. I probably should have kept going with Instagram as well. Like I might get back into it, but yeah. And I've had a few people saying too that I should like, because I go live all the time, I should like stream it onto other platforms as well. Make it so it goes to like Instagram or Twitch or whatever, just to get some different people. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely. One thing that I'm actually considering doing, this could be something me and you do, Juz. There's a channel, I'm sure people have heard of it, called the Guinness Guru. His name is Dara. I think I don't know how it's pronounced because it's Irish, but I see it as like Dara Curran or something like that. It's probably pronounced completely different. But he was always known as the Guinness Guru. And he used to go around Ireland and like review the Guinnesses and check out the pubs and just sort of a bit of banter with the camera. And anyway, it started sort of blowing up, and then he started doing like England and Wales and Scotland and that as well. And then yeah, he's obviously just got bigger and bigger, and he's sort of done like Europe and USA. And anyway, he's currently in Australia because he's a huge rugby union fan. So he's out here for the Australia versus British Lions tour, and he did the Melbourne. He just recently done Melbourne's, got it on YouTube, and he asked the punters what the top 10 Irish pubs where you get a Guinness are in Melbourne, and he narrowed it down to five and went and visited five pubs in Melbourne that were like Irish and had a good pour of Guinness. So I reckon it'd be cool one day or one night just to do those five pubs and get a Guinness at each one. I reckon it'd be awesome. Nah, hashtag Brady. Yeah, so with this bar crawl, it'd be one of them's right near the Vic Market, Juz. And then another one's in the city. And then two of them are in St Kilda and one's in Elstonwick. So you'd definitely be able to do them in a day. It'd be like just having sort of, yeah, one or two beers at each one and then move on to the next. Yeah. I reckon it'd be cool doing it. So you have to have a Guinness at each of these 5 bars, but you're allowed to have another beer while you're there. Maybe stay at each bar for like a year. A year. Stay at each bar for like an hour and a half. I nearly said a year and a half. Yeah, I'll find it for you, dude. You'll love it. Yeah, I just think it'd be cool. Like at that, we always talk about having a beer. It'd be like that'd be a good thing to do. Dewey's like the exact thing he did. So that's it there. Hopefully that works. That's his Melbourne one. And yeah, he was at the MCG and he goes, "This is the greatest stadium I've ever sat in." I'm like, "You fucking ripper." I'm always telling my international mates that MCG is the best stadium in the world. So yeah, he's just uploaded the Melbourne one. He did Brisbane before Melbourne, and then he's doing Sydney at the moment. So he'll probably have the Sydney one up tomorrow. It's cool with the Melbourne one too, because you just see him like strolling through areas that you're familiar with. Yeah, cool. I might even watch it again. Yeah, on that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up just because, yeah, I have to get up in like 7 hours time. So I better be sensible and hit the hay shortly. So yeah, thanks everyone for chiming in. Never had a Guinness as good as the breweries in Ireland. Totally, yeah. So that's what he was saying. He reckons that the Australian version's slightly different, and he said out of all the bars he went to in Melbourne, he was rating them, saying he reckons they're really good here. But yeah, there was a couple that he said were like his favourites, and he had like an Irish scale and an Aussie scale, so that was pretty good. So one of the bars he said, oh, "I'll give it an 8.8 in Aussie standards, in Irish standards, an 8." So it's like insane, like that. Yeah, the Aussie standard's pretty good, but not as good as the Irish. Yeah, I just think it'd be a cool little thing to do, and you're going to sort of different areas and that. We could just like, yeah, like I don't know, you could even just get on and off trams, and that'd be pretty easy to do. The Elstonwick one's the furthest one out, but it's right near a train and a tram stop. So yeah, you can get to all of them pretty easy. Cheers, Kim. Thanks for popping in again. Yeah, Geordie. Yeah, for sure. And like, if you put it into like YouTube as like retracing the steps of the Guinness Guru in Melbourne or something, you'd probably get a bit of traction. So yeah, I'm out of here, boys and girls. It's been even though it's been pretty average beer, it's been a good little sesh. So yeah, thanks for popping in, and I'll be around again tomorrow, probably with a lot better beer. I'm not sure yet, but I might even do that stout. Yeah, we'll see you again soon. Cheers.